bit of Candomblé in Brazil or not?
I don't know what you want me to say.
I want you to compare the African tradition of Ifá with the Afro religion in Brazil named Candomblé. Can you do this or not?
Well, a lot of Candomblé system of worship is very similar to what we did in Africa, in Nigeria, because their songs, even though the music is a little different. In Nigeria, we used to have kettle drum, igbi, dondron, bata, but in Candomblé, they only have the drum. We will call it igbi, because it's like a kettle drum. They beat the same rhythm.
The same rhythm.
For all Orisha. Whereas in Yoruba land, each Orisha, they have their own. Take for example, Bata is the music of Shango. They play the Bata for Shango. They play Dodron and Agere for Ogun. Ifa used to dance to Agogo, Gang. Ifa also has kettle drum, Igbi. Obatala has kettle drum, Shekere, Maracas, and Agogo. But here, they only have reading. That's the difference. But there are some songs, because of it is very, very long time. Many songs had been mispronounced. Some are missing. So they will be able to say some correctly, but a lot had been getting missing because of distance. That is what I see.
When you go to a Candomblé house, do you feel like you are in Africa or not?
Yes, I can see. I can feel the Africa because a lot of their lifestyle is similar to what we did in Africa.
And the differences, are they very big or what?
The difference is not too much, but it's still okay. You know, like they pour the libation, anytime you enter the house, they pour the water on the ground. Not the ritual, you know, similar.
Very similar.
Many things that we use over there.
Okay, and God, so I want people to be clear about, is there a God in the Ifá tradition? What is the name?
Olodumare is Almighty God. The minister of Olodumare, they are Orisha. Orunmila, Obatala, Shango, Ogun, they are minister of Olodumare. Olodumare is the Almighty God. He gave them assignments. They come to the world to maintain this world, to save our life. Olodumare put all divinity, Orisha, at one right hand. At left hand, we used to have belligerent negativities. That is equal, death, sickness, loss, and Iyami. They are warrior against man. This warrior against man, it is the Orisha that release us from their hand. So that is the system. We worship Orisha in order not to get sickness. And when we sick, they release us from under the sickness.
Is there one Orisha that is more important than other Orisha to your family?
All of them are important, but Ifá play a prominent role. Ifá is the prominent because Ifá is the administrator of all Orisha. He speaks for them. Okay. So we have the big festival we used to have is Ogun. We have a big festival for Ogun, and we have big festival for Ifá along with other Orisha in our compound.
Okay. So Ifa is an Orisha too, or not?
Yes.
Is Orumila and Ifa is the same?
Orumila is the one that brought the knowledge of Ifa. Orumila is a prophet. The object that we worship is called Ifa. The knowledge is called Ifa. So Orumila is just like Jesus.
Ah, okay. I want the people that are not acquainted to the Ifa and to the tradition to know a little bit more about how is Ifa today? What is Ifa today in the world?
This is a very good question. Ever since the slave period, they have been established tradition of worship Orisha in the New World, in Cuba, America, and Brazil. But knowledge of Ifa is not easy to acquire. All those people that went into a slave, hardly you can find Ifa priests among them. Even in Cuba, among all the slave names, they only claim only 3 babalawo were among the slaves in Cuba. Atanda, Akande. That is why the knowledge of Ifa is not spread. In Brazil here, there is no among Ifa priests among them. People here, they used to divine with the cowrie shell. They call it bushio. In Nigeria, we call it 16 cowrie, Erindilogun. But lately, some people from here, they were able to travel to Nigeria. Ancestors had paved the way for us, for people like me to come here. People now have knowledge of Ifa.
And when was it that people from Brazil went to Nigeria to ask you for knowledge and to come here to Brazil?
Well, I think it was about in late 70s.
Late 70s, okay.
Because when Nigerian government and Brazilian government asked cooperation, there used to be Farik airline that used to come to Nigeria every Monday. That was allowed a lot of Nigerians to come here. It also allowed Brazilians to travel back. Because before, there was no direct flight.
I know there is Ifa tradition in the United States, in Central America, and in South America. I want to know your opinion, your vision. What do you see when this tradition is coming from Africa to other countries? Can this survive? Because you cannot do the same thing in Africa, in the United States, for instance. Or do you believe it can be done outside of Africa and with the same power? What do you think of it?
Well, there are some, it is true, there are some elements of the religion that need to be changed. When the religion travel from one place to the other, there used to be some changes. But at the same time, most important aspect of religion is the knowledge. People need to seek for knowledge to make religion function in proper way. Because our works, it has to do with the work of God. If you acquire a knowledge that will help you, because knowledge is the power, that will help you to transform the religion properly. Another challenges that I used to see with this religion in abroad is language. communication. Language is very, very essential because this is what Christians do when they came to Yoruba land. Before they converted people to their religion, they teach them to read, to write. After they teach them to read, to write, they gave them the Bible. So communication is very, very important. Our people in diaspora, they need to take it very seriously to study Yoruba language and knowledge of Ifa. So that is to help them to disseminate the proper knowledge. That is what I say.
Mm-hmm. So it is important, the tradition is spread in Yoruba. You cannot see, for instance, the Odus in Portuguese, in English. The person has to read in Yoruba. Do you think it's important or not?
That one is also, that is communication anyway.
Yes.
That is important. Very, very important.
So, in order to be initiated in the Ifa tradition, the person must learn Yoruba. That's what you are saying.
I'm talking about practitioner.
Practitioner, yes.
Those who want to be practiced. Anybody can be initiated, irrespective of the language, because initiation is a roadmap of mankind. It used to help the people to stay on the right path. So, but I'm talking about the practitioner. Those who want to be an Ifa priest, they need to learn the language.
Okay, and Ifa priest must learn Yoruba.
Yes.